Nashville drag performer. Okay, that doesn't sound too good. I gave you guys a warning not to block me, but if I'm going to have to use the megaphone, that's what's going to have to happen. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. What do you imagine? This is... Uh-oh, she's getting violent.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Uh-oh, she's getting violent. She's getting violent. This isn't good. This isn't good. That's destruction of property, ma'am. Learn your laws. That's destruction of property.
You're going to jail, bitch.
That's destruction of property. That's not going to end well for you guys. I don't know why I'm talking like normal when I have a megaphone. If you're going to vandalize my property, I'll keep using it. You guys say trust the science, but there really is no science behind what you guys say. So I really just don't know why you guys are continuing. Uh-oh, we have someone destructing more property. That's really not good. You guys continue vandalizing. It's not gonna end well because I can just report it all to the police. It's all on camera. Keep vandalizing, guys. It's not a thing. Oh, you call me a fascist.
This is what a fascist.
Uh-oh, he's pushing me now. That's another thing of assault.
Whoa, shaving me timbers. This guy's a bad fella.
Keep pushing me, man. Keep pushing me, man. It's not gonna end well, man. You guys are all need to learn something called the Bible. Keep pushing me back, guys. Keep pushing me back. I tried being civil. But when you guys keep acting like this, I can't be civil. You guys aren't gonna like it when the police are here. There we go, guys. There we go. He's getting arrested. Look at that. Film that. That's called the loving left right there. The tolerant left. They say they support other views. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
What people have to understand is the scariest part about this is when people believe in stuff that they can't rationalize, to defend those beliefs, they have to rely on force because they can't defend it with logic. And usually the force doesn't start with violence. It starts with trying to silence the opposing view.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
We need your help.
And so let me apologize for anything the church has ever done that might contribute to the hate we are currently seeing.
Also, sadness.
These are my fellow citizens that live here. I know it was called vandalism, but it was hate.
It's how we show up for each other in our families, in our homes, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. We got to show people some love.
You a pussy ass nigga.
Spokane city leaders are sounding the alarm about hate in the city after that Pride crosswalk in downtown was set on fire Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. The day after a group of people set fire to that Pride crosswalk in downtown Spokane, dozens of city leaders came together to show their support for the LGBTQ community.
It was just spray painting. Now it's flammable. So the violence is escalating. And that's what we're concerned.
I appreciate that, but I don't give a damn.
In my opinion, they was just saving tax dollars by cleaning up the street. So let me get this straight. Burning the American flag is just freedom of speech, but burning the LGTV flag is now hate speech. This stuff is just getting out of hand. I was just in Houston this past weekend, and while I was driving, I seen a business that was hanging the LGTV flag higher than they were hanging the American flag. And it just looks like America's been conquered by a foreign nation at this point. This is arguably one of the most conservative states in the country, and they're hanging the LGTV flag higher than they're hanging the American flag and the Texas state flag. I honestly never thought I'd see this day.
Are all the transphobic Christians gone? Okay. Jesus was trans. Look like this. To be born male, you have to have an X and a Y chromosome. There's other presenting combinations other than XY, but we're just doing XY right now, okay? Y chromosomes can only come from a male sperm. Mary didn't have sex with a male, which leaves us with Mary only being able to pass on XX chromosomes. Therefore, Jesus was born female, but goes around the entire Bible and everyone calls him and a male.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna, yeah.
So he's trans. The more you know, shooting star.
Brother, They try to say that this movement isn't just based around sexual degeneracy, but their entire identity comes from their sexual preferences. This stuff has just infiltrated everything. It started in colleges, and then it went into pop culture, and when those people from the colleges graduated and started getting jobs, it went into elementary schools, the medical system. You have medical forms where they're telling you to say what your pronouns are. Then it went into law, and it's even in religion now. This stuff has infiltrated everything. Watch this man grill this judge because she put her ideology above the law.
In your court, what matters more?
the rights of individuals or your political ideology?
I apply the law to the facts.
I asked a question. Which matters more?
Well, my political ideology doesn't matter at all.
Okay, so I don't believe you. And I think this case demonstrates that you are willing to subjugate the rights of individuals to satisfy your political ideology. This case involves a male defendant who raped a 9-year-old boy. Was he guilty of that?
Yes, the petitioner pled guilty to that.
Okay, so he raped a 9-year-old boy. He also raped a 17-year-old girl. Was he guilty of that?
He pled guilty. The petitioner pled guilty to that crime as well.
So was he guilty?
I hope so, because she pled guilty to it.
He was a he when he did this.
That's correct.
1 year after being released again, he was convicted of having child pornography. Is that correct?
I'm unclear on exactly the time frame that you're at, but the petitioner was convicted of distributing child pornography.
Child pornography that was images of adults violently raping children.
Abhorrent conduct.
Okay.
For which there are real victims.
And this individual, 6'2", biologically a man. A minute ago you said that when this man decided that he was a she, you said this individual was, quote, I wrote it down, sober and entirely a female. That phrase struck me as remarkable. Did this individual have male genitalia?
I think what I said, or at least what
that is a verbatim quote, entirely a female.
Sorry, what I meant to say was hormonally a female.
Okay, but that's not entirely. Did this individual have male genitalia?
Yes.
So you took a 6'2" serial rapist, serial child rapist with male genitalia, and he said, you know, I'd like to be in a women's prison. And your answer was, that sounds great to me. Let me ask you something. The other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Is that a question you're asking me?
Yes, the other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Of course.
Do they have the right not to have a 6'2" man who is a repeat serial rapist put in as their cellmate?
Senator Cruz, I considered the facts presented to me, and I reached a decision based on what the law
I asked you a question. Do they have a right not to have a 6'2" man who is a serial rapist put in as their cellmate? Do those women have a right to that?
Every person who's incarcerated has the right to be safe in their space.
But you didn't think so. You didn't think so. And in fact, I'm going to give some quotes from your order because Senator Kennedy is right. This is not a judge's order. This is a political activist. By the way, the beginning of your order says, at birth, people are typically assigned a gender. I got to say that would astonish a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans think you go to the hospital, a baby is born, and congratulations, you have a little boy, a little girl. The assigned a gender, I know you went to Brown, but it sounds like it's in a college faculty lounge with no bearing on reality. The Bureau of Prison argued what I'm saying right now, that if you put this person in a female prison, there will be a risk of sexual assault to the women. And you know what you did? You said you didn't care about the women. Have you dealt in what universe is someone who is a serial repeat child rapist not at a risk of reoffending?
Senator, as I do in every case.
Okay, I know you've been told to repeat the line, I follow the law. I asked a question. In what universe is someone who is a serial repeat child rapist not at risk of reoffending?
Sir, I looked at the facts that were before me in this case. All of the evidence, including the statements of every warden who had supervised this petitioner.
I have to say, if I were the father of one of those women, and you decided that my daughter's cellmate was going to be a 6'2" man who over and over and over again committed violent sexual assault, I would say the entire justice system is absurd, and it is clear on your record your political ideology matters a heck of a lot more than the rights of those women that you endangered. I think you're a radical, and I think you have no business being a judge.
Yeah, where we are currently is just not sustainable. All of our institutions have been compromised. And can we just be honest about this? Most of the people who promote this ridiculous ideology are women. And the strangest part about that is some women believe that men are more dangerous than bears, but if that man puts on a wig, now he can go into the woman's bathroom. There's so much obvious incompetence at almost every level in America at this point that it seems like it has to be a part of a plan. At what point are the American people going to stop labeling it as incompetence and start labeling it as sabotage? But you know, just keep on scrolling. Maybe if we ignore it, it'll all go away.